What is going on, everybody? It is Fitz and the Skyline back here with another video. Now, I've been kind of putting the Skyline on the back burner for a little while, but I am tired of not being able to drive this car. I really want to get it ready for Gatlinburg. So we got a couple issues to try to work out and just figure out today. One, why does the car keep coming out of alignment? Is it because the rack bushings are bad? Is the rack itself broken? Is something bent? We're going to do a full shakedown on everything. Also, my rear left wheel decided to just -8 out of nowhere, something around there. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get this thing in the air and then we'll start shaking down the car. Let's do it. I don't know if you guys remember the last drift event. If you guys have not watched that video, go ahead and watch. But we had to trim, it was the front left inner tie rod. We had to trim it a little bit because I'm running extended ones when this thing came out of alignment. Now, a few things I need to check for here. Did the rack shift? Are the bushings bad? Is anything bent? So let's go ahead and get under the car and shake everything down, start looking at what could possibly be wrong. All right, y'all, so at first glance under here, nothing looks too crazy. The boots are ripped, which unfortunately can allow a lot of debris, a lot of sand, a lot of dirt, and everything to get inside of the rack. And also these little teeth, the rack gears and the pinion, wherever that meets, that can get all grinded away because of dirt and debris. So the bushings really don't look that bad up in here, and I'm getting ready to set up the camera so you guys can see the wheels shaking around and the rack not moving. So here we go. So again, guys, the only thing I found loose under the car was the front driver's side tie rod. So that moves a little bit. This nut was hand tight, and track days, that's just gonna happen. But unfortunately, as you guys just saw, it wasn't just the bushing, so that could lead to a couple other things, which might be the rack itself. Now, I don't know that it's the rack itself quite yet. I haven't pinned that down as the sole problem as to why this thing keeps coming out of alignment. I'm getting ready to post in Outsider Skylines, one of the best Skyline Facebook groups out there. Usually everybody is very helpful, so I'm gonna write a nice post saying, hey, rack bushings look fine, my boots are shot, could the rack be shot, how to further diagnose this, just to get a better idea of what might be wrong with the car. So at a quick first glance, an R32 rack is anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. I don't know if I could use S13, S14, any S chassis racks, or if I could use a right-hand drive 240 rack. These are all part of the questions that I have to ask on Outsider Skyline to get a better idea of how to diagnose what's going on or possible solutions to what's going on too. So under further inspection here, this boot is ripped, so I don't know if there was something holding the boot on or not. And then this one is just loose. Again, I don't know if anything was holding on the boot to the rack itself. So just trying to figure this out, man. I would honestly just like to give a big shout out to Nick for helping me diagnose and try to figure out any and all of these little problems. But as you guys can see here, this is a rack seal, so that's not supposed to be out of there. Most likely with the seal being gone, and it was gone on this side too, I just kind of pushed it back in, but most likely with these seals being blown, the boots being blown. Shout out whoever literally just ordered a Moonstruck shirt. That's awesome. And so debris most likely got inside the rack, along with hard driving, and probably caused the pinion gear to slip a tooth or two. So again, I don't know this for sure, but just from looking at everything under here and talking to Nick so far, I think we're gonna need a new rack. So if any of you guys out there have a spare 32 rack and may or may not know how to put one in, hit me up. So we're gonna have to learn a lot of stuff here in the short future. if I want to be taking this car to Gatlinburg and getting it back on track. So all good. Honestly, I'm just really happy we found out most likely what the problem is. Fingers crossed, that's it. Now let's get this thing back on the ground, at least in the front, jack up the rear, and see why this side has so much more camber. So I'll show you guys. Here's this side, which looks like -7 or -8. And then on this side, which did not come loose, like you can see the lugs, you can see the tire, that's at like -3 if I remember correctly. So let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with the rear of this thing. All right, also really fast, this is a good time to note, if you want to help support the Skyline, me, and the channel, go ahead and go down the description below. Check out getmoonstruck.com for stickers, shirts, and more in the future. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on in the rear of this thing now. Alright boys, so once again, locking nut is loose on the lower control arm. And I don't know if you can see it way in the back here, but the locking nut is loose as well. I don't know if those just forgot to get tightened or something, or if they just came loose on the track. I really doubt and really hope they just came loose on the track, because I enjoy the shop. I take this thing too for alignments. But as far as the locking nut on the upper arm, it is fine. Coilover's fine. Axle's fine, whatever this little linking arm is fine, and then the rear tie rod, part of the Hikers delete kit, is all fine. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's GKTECK. I don't know if they're not getting tightened enough or what, but seem to have troubles trying to get this car to slide without issues. In an effort to not add more rear camber here, we're just gonna tighten down these locking nuts and call it a day, because this car is not going to be driven anywhere far anytime soon. One more here. Oh. And time to put the wheel back on. Also, really fast, I've touched on this in a semi-recent video. These freaking tires, dude, what are they? Neo Tour, like cheapest tires I could find, have been through a drift event, all right, the 5K burnout, which is this, tons of street skids, and a second full day of drift event drove home on wires, dude. I got the absolute most money out of these tires. If anybody has any more information on these things, please let me know, but they've been absolutely awesome for me. I did just want to note, I'm not blaming the shop, I'm not blaming GKTECK for this stuff coming loose. Driving your car hard, stuff is gonna go wrong like this. I just want to be able to drive the car hard consistently, or I should say more consistently, with stuff breaking less or not at all. You know, I see my friends going out track days, drive the car there, great, no problems, drive it back, and they do that consecutively for events, and maybe once in a while something will break, something will go wrong, but it's been the last, you know, 2-3 events in a row that stuff's come loose, something's gone wrong. I just want to eliminate that, enjoy the car, that's it. Hey, come here. Stop that. Alright, y'all. Well, any help from you guys with any of the problems listed or discovered today would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And once again, guys, be sure you're going down to the description below, checking out Get Moonstruck, and that is gonna be it. This has been Fitz and the Skyline for once, back here with another video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know if I touched on this in the video or not, but I just want to say I might just go back to stock rear arms just to avoid any issues like this, any adjustment issues. Yes, we'll have less adjustment and less, you know, hot boy, camber, whatever opportunities, but I'd be able to drive and enjoy my cars. For the front, I am just gonna go ahead and order brand new stock inner and outer tie rods and just help eliminate any of those problems.